sir. Now, please, Aliyu Mohammed Ali with innovation and technology. I think it's accelerating circulatory and reuse. It is?
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. I am from the waste, recycling, and circular economy field, so I'm going to take a crack at the topic from this angle. I promised to make it very straight to the point, so you see the link. But so, first of all, who are you talking? Who are you listening to? I am Aliyu. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Ehfaaz Recycling. We're a Dubai-based circular economy startup with a focus on eliminating the idea of waste through circularity. In terms of agenda, I just want to take us back in time a little bit to see, where all this started and how do we link it to waste, and tell you about the Recycled Products Company. And then we see how all these things tie in. Firstly, who has seen this diagram before? Scope 1, Scope 2, Scope 3, emissions. These are the buzzwords these days. We all know as a planet that we produce and we consume more than we can handle on this earth. At least maybe we need to find another planet. We're trying. Elon Musk is trying. You see a lot of talk, you see a lot of diagrams, you see a lot of conversations happening. We, hopefully in this year of implementation, we will counterbalance that with a lot of action as well, especially when you think about Scope 3 and it being so complex when we talk about it. And let's see how technology can help. First, to address climate change, we cannot do that without technology and innovation. It's that simple. Okay. Let's keep going. We already have a foundation, a platform for this technology and innovation to happen. Kyoto Protocol, it's spelled out clearly there. One of the most important points is that it promotes climate technology development and transfer. This is from many, many years ago. What about the Paris Agreement? That's what is fresh in everybody's mind, right? Okay, it went on and built on what the Kyoto Protocol was trying to do, and it defines a long-term vision on climate technology as well. Okay, so the talking, there's some substance to it, right? So let's keep going. Let's see. How come when you look at the landscape, you don't see enough of these practical, scalable, actionable methods of addressing climate change? Okay, sure, we'll talk about finance. But let me piggyback off of what the Honorable Doctor said. A lot of food goes into landfill. Did you know that every year there's about $1 trillion worth of food that gets dumped in landfills? $1 trillion. Imagine how many people are hungry in Pakistan because of what's going on, or in, less developed countries. Tomorrow is Finance Day, and we're going to talk about, how do we fund climate action. Let's try not to waste what we already have and see what difference that makes. There's a journalist, R.P. Siegel, I think, he's trying to coin a term. Instead of circular economy, he's trying to coin a term called regenerative economy. You take whatever resources you have at the moment and you give them a new life. That's the simplest way I can address it. People from Europe know what I'm talking about. And it's just so brilliant, practical, and simple. And this is what I'm here to deliver as a message. Instead of all the complications, instead of all the complexities, we all know what the problems are. Okay, let's see what we can do today. What about Ellen MacArthur Foundation, the foremost resource when it comes to everything circular economy? we talk about the technical cycle and the biological cycle, they've laid out a simple path for how we can bring simple innovation to the fore, how we can use existing technology without complications, without probably billions of dollars, and we can help the climate now. I'm glad that it's the year of implementation, so perhaps we can take a look at examples of what is available today and how we can, each as individuals or as businesses, do something about it. This is the Recycled Products Company. It's a simple yet powerful idea. You take existing materials that are probably destined for landfill. The correct term is at the end of their life cycle, and you give them a new life using technology, innovation, some science. The good doctor knows what I'm talking about. And it gets reused. This is a picture of me last week in Abu Dhabi, introducing the car wash and degreaser recycled products to the oil and gas industry. There was a conference called ADIPEC, and Shell gave us their platform because the degreaser, it turns out, is really good for the oil industry. You can clean a lot of oil spills. So you have to engage with, someone on the bus when I landed in Egypt used this term, that you have to engage with cancer in order to defeat it. So I'm not afraid to go and see how I can work with the oil and gas industry, the big bad wolf, fossil fuel. If we don't help them, how are they supposed to achieve their sustainability goals and help the climate? So we went to their platform and we introduced it to them, and it was a hit. We take everyday shampoos that are at the end of their life, and we turn them to car wash. We turn around and we give it to companies like DHL to wash their fleet of trucks. That stops, the production of new car wash from virgin materials, stops things going into landfills, helps the planet, CO2, air pollution, water contamination. I don't need to, give a lecture on the problems, but what about the solution? I'm guessing you're thinking a bit weird at the moment. What is it that we do? We are a circular economy startup, like I mentioned. We are championing the idea of reuse, innovations that are practical, scalable, straight to the point. No gimmick, no jargon, applicable. We take food waste that is destined to go to landfill and we convert it to compost only in 24 hours using state-of-the-art technology. Instead of it taking 3, 6, 9 months, we're doing it in a warehouse in the middle of Dubai. We work with the consumer goods industries. Your typical household shampoo, like I mentioned, we convert it to car wash. Of course, there's science behind that. We take your lotions, we turn them to degreasers. We take your perfumes, we turn them to surface disinfectants. You could clean abattoirs. You don't have to keep producing and producing and producing. As I said at the beginning, the world can't handle it. It's enough the talking. It's time for practical solutions. So again, every time you think about anything that looks expired, obsolete, some marketing intern made a mistake on a packaging label, and now we have to throw it away, think about reuse. Innovation that you as individuals can piggyback off of. We're in the process of patenting what we're doing, and then we intend to give it away so that everybody can use it. At the moment, it's for businesses because that's where the problem is. The problem is not you and your homes and your one bottle of shampoo. The problem is the millions of bottles that are in warehouses. So to go a bit technical, when you think about the typical recycling process, yes, materials get received, they're sorted, segregated, and then shredded, and some form of disposal happens. We're flipping that, adding a bit of circularity. Instead of, let's call it mindless shredding, we're processing using a specialized machinery, some of which we developed by ourselves, in order for us to be able to process effectively the material. So we're able to separate the plastic, then take the liquid content, extract it, and give it a new life. It's that practical, that straightforward. And then because we're able to do the job well, you talk about reporting. So you're able to extract how much amount of plastic is in this shipment, for example, or glass or cardboard and so on. And at the end, you're able to produce things like impact reports that go into the bigger ESG disclosures that you see on CNBC or somewhere else. It can be that simple. Don't let anyone tell you that it has to be some complicated thing or require, massive amounts of funding. No. And this is the right platform for you to believe because I'm showing it to you. I'm going to leave you with a video. It's a very quick 30-second video to illustrate the point even better. I hope we have sound. Okay.
Not this cable.
No.
No.
Which one? Technical difficulties, guys. Nothing to worry about.
Part of the process.
Absolutely. I'm from a startup, so we're used to,
Problems all the
moving
time.
on the go.
Okay.
That's the decoy.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. All right. My final message to you is simple. Remember this video. In the fight for climate change, in the year of implementation, climate action, and so on, remember that it can be this straightforward, this practical, this scalable. It doesn't need too many huge boardrooms. Thank you very much.
Thank you.